everybody. My name is Okereke, and this is the Okereke Scene. And also, as you can see in here, we're speaking English today. So today, how can I present my guest? He's a musician, he's an actor, he's a super interesting human being. He's from America, exactly, the US, and he's also my dear friend, Michael Fleming, Lexus, aka Lexus.
Peace and love. Thank you for having me. That was so beautiful, man, to say those things. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is beautiful, everything here.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
How are you? Oh, you're more than welcome. How have you been since the last
It's been stressful, lots of changes, but what about you?
That's life. I mean, it's the same. Yeah.
The same?
We live, we deal with it. We grow up, we be big people and do big people things sometimes.
That's what we were saying, because I realized I've known this guy for I think I was 16, maybe 16, 17, when I first met your family, your wife, your kids, or one kid or two kids. I don't remember at the time.
Yeah, it's been
It's I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's been a long time, yeah. And it's good to see you developed, and you finished university, obviously.
Yeah, the academy.
The academy, so... And you were going for, I don't remember, was it engineering or psychology or?
Acting, baby.
It was
always acting, always.
Oh, that must have been the other young lady that told
me. Are you talking about Karin?
No, she was a psychologist or a neurologist or something. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
I try my best.
I see you're doing good. All these lights and cameras. Wow, this is so professional. Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
But I think I want to go back.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, here we go. Let's get back to business, okay. I think. I want to go back to when Michael Fleming was born, but not the person Michael Fleming, the artist. Because I feel like at some point, this is my theory, I always present it to my guests. So I think at some point, you realize that you cannot do without art.
Mm-hmm.
So when was that point in your life for you?
That's the aha moment.
Yes.
Okay.
If you had one.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Well, my mother had this, I've just, let's say, it was 1992. The fall of 1992.
I was not even born then.
Okay. So I'm this to let you know how a little bit long in the tooth. So I was undecided about, if I wanted to go to college or to do a university, private school or whatever.
You're from Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh,
right?
Pennsylvania. And so there weren't a lot of options. My mother and stepfather, they didn't really have a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? So what they had, they put it together. I got in the van, my two little sisters, and my mom and my stepfather, they dropped me to Maryland to one of the schools that I applied for that accepted me. The plan was to go for 2 years, okay, and then ultimately go to Morgan State University. It's in D.C. It's one of those black colleges. Mm-hmm. And so that was the thing back then, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you with the black power and all that, you finish high school in the 90s, you grow up with, fight the power and public enemy. You must go to a black school. Actually, it was very well promoted, especially with the program, the Cosby Show, the Bill Cosby Show.
Yeah, I know
it. It was very well promoted to us as melanated people, like to continue in a higher education into etc. So I found myself working at McDonald's there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because many people don't realize that most university students, they will have 3 jobs minimum. So I want, so
3?
3.
While studying?
So, I mean, that was then. Now you have internet. We didn't have the internet and, podcasts and those things ready available for us. So, what we did have was time, a lot of time. And so that meant we had a lot of time for study and a lot of time for extracurricular activities and a lot of time for work. Some people balanced the work out and cut out the extracurricular activities to a minimum because, when it comes for every month you have to eat, you have to pay your tuition, boom. So anyway, let me cut it short. So I'm on my way to work, to one of my shifts at McDonald's. And I'm walking down the hill, the usual thing. I come out the apartment, get out the parking lot, walk down the hill, sorry. And I was singing Mary J. Blige's, or it was in my head. You remind me of a love that I once knew. Is it a dream or is it deja vu? So I'm singing it over and over again, not realizing that I'm singing it very well. Before I get to the bottom of the hill, it hit me. It was like it felt like, like when you see one of those hero movies or one of those where the guy gets hit with the blast of energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that. I was like, boom. I swear to God, it was like that. And I was like, can I cuss on here or no?
You can.
I can't.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I was like, Nick. Yeah, she said I could cuss. I was like, Nick. I was like, nigga, you can sing. And I kept singing and singing and singing and singing and singing. It was like some spirit woke up in me.
Wait, really? Didn't you have like a gospel history of
I did that
attending
already,
church?
But I never could get it. Like, we had one sister named Janelle, or sing like my mother or play like my mother. She had the gift from God to play. She didn't go to any school. She just learned how to read notes. Like they just taught her how to read notes like at the house. You know what I mean? So she just learned that. Okay, cool. Because she played by ear.
So it's like a random thing that you learn, basically.
Excuse me. Well, no, I mean, it was tradition. It's like any tradition at home.
That's what I mean.
It was when I turned 21, when I turned 21. When I turned 21. Well, actually, yeah, when I turned 21. That, I will never forget that day. That day will always, because it hit me. I never could do it like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And I was always jealous. I couldn't play like my mother, especially as a little, yes. I was very angry and because I thought, if you were my father or if you were my mother, whatever you were doing, I don't know why. Told you she would get mad. It's this African beautiful statue that GK, the engineer, broke and by accident, and she keeps dropping off whenever something happens. Anyway, so yeah, at the time, sidebar. So at the time, I don't know why my mind was working that way. Like, if my mother could do it, I could do it. I don't know where that came from. And because I couldn't play, I didn't have the gift that she had. And, everyone tried to talk to me, all my aunts and my grandmother. And I remember my grandmother told me the one time, Michael, everyone has a gift.
Except for you.
No. No. Yeah.
Like,
not you,
coming.
motherfucker. Not you. Deal with it. No. So basically, she got me to see that my gift would come. And because I understood that, yeah, people do have different talents, it made logical sense to me at age 4. Yeah, at age 4, because I didn't want to hear none of them. I didn't give a damn. I couldn't play like Jackie. I couldn't sing like my cousin, my Aunt Joy. I couldn't sing like my Aunt Barb. No way. I don't want to sing. I don't want to play. I don't want to do shit. Leave me alone. I'm going outside to play. So and that was really at age 4 till 21. That was really my, I didn't write. I wasn't, all I knew is that I wanted to have a good time. Of course, there were family dramas and things like that, but I'll never forget that day. It's because I kept persevering. I kept going, even though I couldn't. Even though when my best friend's sister told me I could sing, and I was like, because we had a group called Green Rose. Big up, brethren. Green Rose, Music Nation. You know what I mean?
What you talking about?
Yeah,
if I'm not singing like my mom, I cannot sing, bro.
Fiddy eye them, Fiddy brethren them, big up, you know what I'm saying? So, and I learned a lot with those guys, like to be able to take the gospel music and to integrate it with the reggae music. So I would listen to a lot of the reggae, the albums. We used to have albums instead of, now everything's digital. And so before I became 21, I was still singing. I was still, as they say in Jamaica, chatting. We had a DJ set, Green Rose. We were like the young version of the Nuclear Atomic. Big up, enough respect. to Nuclear Atomic. Actually, if you know Shaggy from the entertainer Shaggy,
Yeah.
he was part of Nuclear Atomic from DC. Yeah, I remember. I remember one time. Let me tell you a Shaggy story. I don't know if he's gonna remember, but me and my best friend remember because I couldn't wait till they came. You know what I'm saying? We would always wait for them to come, and they would always have parties like at the graveyard reception area, and people would be afraid because like 5 meters away is literally the graveyard. But hey, that's where we could party. That's where we could party, and I thought it was great. You know, we were with the spirits. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't mind. We had no problems. There was always a good time. Just not that many people showed up. So one day there's a singer also. His name is Naturally, and Naturally sings and also plays the piano, writes music. And Shaggy also, he raps and chats. So they come up, and I couldn't wait. I'm waiting like what 2-3 months for them to come. So do we have time? Because I know I'm rambling. You asked me.
No.
So okay.
Keep on rambling,
she asked
man.
Me, so,
keep on rambling.
So we're up there, and this is in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, and I think this is 1990 or 1989. I can't remember the date. So they come up. So I'm dressed, everything. I'm smoking so much weed. My mind is blown. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I drank so many Heinekens. So, but anyway, that was like usual because really like, if I'm not like at a party, if I'm not singing or chatting or carrying boxes or building up the speakers, you know how the guys have this set. Yeah. If I'm not doing that, I'm at school. I'm at running. I'm playing volleyball. I'm like on every team. So my health is like on 100. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm still. Wait. I'm not really on 100 right now. I'm like 75, but I still move. Like,
take a breath. Like, I mean, all of it. Like the way you're telling me about those times, I feel like how different is the US from Bulgaria? Like, what would you say are like, obviously it's a whole new world,
no.
like a whole new world. Yeah, anyways, but
no.
How different is it? Like,
hey, look, I mean, I have some Bulgarian stories too. Like,
no. We're going.
With famous people too.
We're in the US right now.
Okay. I'll move on as you wish. So I get a chair, and like the system is banging, right? I mean, do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I seem to me caught inside a dream. I hear it Naturally singing, beautiful voice. All my life has been shadowing me. Oh, well, and over my shoulder. When he did the, oh, well, over my shoulder, then I took the chair. I sat it in the middle of the dance hall, in the middle, and went to sleep. On the
what?
And it was so funny because I woke up, everybody's gone except my friend, and we still got to take the speakers and stuff down, and like the guys, and they're laughing at me, right? Because it's like 3-4 in the morning. Yeah.
At the graveyard.
At the graveyard. That's exactly what we call it, the graveyard.
You're crazy, man.
So I'm sleeping. I got many people that still vouch for me for them. Like, man, we don't know what was wrong with him. So they was laughing at me. I was like, well, where they at? Where did they go? Because, they're like our idols. Like, Shaggy, even before he became famous, he was famous to us. Like, we would copy, like mimic the lyrics. We would always have the tapes in our car because we were the teenagers. We were like how you were, like when you said, when you met me, like whenever you met someone famous and you were in your teens, this is like and before that, but you would hear stories. And imagine without internet. So there's no picture except for the picture you had before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or the poster of the party that was in Brooklyn at the Biltmore. Shout out to the Biltmore. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to New York Massive and all them. Yeah. I've been to some crazy parties in New York too. Crazy, especially in the Bronx. I'll never do that again.
So let me ask you something. I know it's like, anyways, what do you think about the whole Diddy situation?
Nah,
Daddy. You don't want to go into that.
No. The thing is, it's like this. The first time, like you can do what you want. Like, that's it's called free will. You know what I'm saying? It's not you can do what you want, but when it starts to affect somebody else in a negative way, Now you have to pay for that. What you reap is what you sow. You have free will, and there is chaos, but there's order in the chaos. That's why chaos is, because it's chaotic order. And without that chaotic, I know it'll get you later. And without that chaotic order, you can't find anything to have. You can't find any lines that we would call straight lines. Okay, I'm a just and upright person. I'm this. But when you cross that just line, now you get back into the chaotic order. And if you don't get yourself straight again, then now you will inflict harm, or even if you don't know it, you'll inflict harm on someone else. So you have a right to do what you want. But when you start to when what you do affects somebody else to where, someone's life is lost, someone can't feed themselves.
You know what's crazy?
You know what I'm saying?
For the past 2 weeks, I've been looking at the stories.
Man,
and reading
fuck a
stuff.
freak off. There's freak offs going on.
No. It doesn't matter. Like all the conspiracy stories and everything.
Baby oil.
But I was like, why is this affecting me so much? Why am I like? Because I'm looking at these stories, I'm playing the videos, I'm like looking at everything, and I'm like, why does it matter so much? And I realized that it's because most of these people that went to those parties, and maybe even P. Diddy, I don't know, like I used to listen to their music.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
That's why, because like, I'm like, okay, so everything I listen to, these are people that actually harm other people. I think that's the thing,
Well, there's many people you've watched for years as a little girl up until a big girl. You know what I'm saying? A lady, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing for me. It's like, but you can't revisit. See, this is the thing. When we know better, we will do better. For if you don't, you're doomed to fail better. You will fail better every time that you don't do better when you know better. So I was one that always, because it hurt. It hurts. It hurt. The whole world's hurting. Because there's going to be a big change once we know who all were involved. You know what I'm saying? For that situation. But we also got to understand that we are trying to get from one point of existence to another point of existence together. Because that's, and we can't be distracted by that. Although that is important because we don't want our children to succumb to monsters. Okay? Or bad people. A freak off? That's
Come on, man.
Shazam. But
It's
them
just
oils,
crazy.
though.
This is just, it's like the whole thing is just like.
Then they said he had something in the oils.
Yes.
Like some
drugs.
Some drugs.
Drugs.
I'm not. I don't
Viagra? I think, was it Viagra plus ecstasy plus cocaine or something like that?
Hey, man.
It's like a mixture of three.
I follow the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Moorish American. And I know I have to honor those who came before. I know that there's a bigger mission that I have to do. And this is one of the reasons why I've never did so many big numbers here in Bulgaria, because I didn't follow the narrative. And just like over there with the freak offs and stuff, they're over here too. And I never participated with because I grew up around drug dealers and killers and shit like that.
How is that
so
for you?
So why would I write? But why would I sing about that in another country where young people are very susceptible to anything a foreign, especially they look at me as a black guy, although I'm a Moorish American, but they call each other so-called black people. So look at that black guy. He can rap, he can sing, he looked like he will fight. Then you come to my concert and I'm singing songs of love. Give the children something so that they can grow. What you do, show them love. Everybody's looking at me, nigga, we don't want to come to that. You know what I'm saying? We want to put the pussy in the bitches, put your dick into that. No, Michael's not doing that. So I didn't want to portray, and a lot of the younger guys, like from town to town, Oscarville, Yambol, everywhere, Varna, Bergat, always ask me, yo, man, why you never made no gangster shit? I said, even when I was with Ghetto Productions, we didn't do gangster shit. We just talked about stuff that was going on. I never brought that to here because I didn't want, that's poison. Why would I bring poison from one place to the other place to give you, let me give you a little bit of poison. Zdravete, do you take poison? No, that's not fair. How it was for me, it was fucked up, bro. Because those days, if you had 4 or 5 brothers, you're pretty good. But they better know how to fight. If not, then when one fight, everybody fight. I had me as the big brother and 2 little sisters. And my stepfather, he would practice, whooping on my ass sometime whenever he get nervous.
How many kids in your family?
Oh, like from my mother?
From you. Like, okay, how many sisters and brothers do you have?
Do I have? Okay, from my mother, I have 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have, she has quite a few grandchildren. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think about 7 grandchildren she has, including, and a great grandbaby because my oldest son so I have 4 sons. 4 of them are 5 sons. 4 of them are here from my second wife, my Bulgarian wife, Veselina Dimitrova Fleming.
Fleming.
I love you, bait. And my oldest son is from previous relationship. And he's married. He has a newborn. Kobe Daniel Brown. Big up Michael and Danny Brown. I love you guys. Peace and love. Be safe out there. I love y'all. So yeah, it was rough. I mean, but yeah, I mean, my father has quite a few children too. So that's
how many?
Well, there's me, there's Zach, there's Wit, there's Kia. We don't know if there's another. So now I'm just playing. Oh, wait, hey, y'all. We don't know. We just don't know what he asked. No.
It's the same with me. I mean, I'm not from the US, but back in Nigeria, it's the same thing.
Going outside is outside.
We are officially 5, but you never know. You never know.
And it's all love, though, because, we're in the love cycle. Or should I say the love, what is it? Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. I think we just finished Pisces. Like Aquarius is after Pisces, right?
No. I think it's Aries.
Aries?
After Pisces.
You sure?
March, and then it's April. Yes, Aries.
Well, we're out of the Piscean age.
Okay, so it's Aries.
We're all the BS reigns supreme. This is why you see so much reporting on the bullshit that happens. You see it, it's just, as soon as it happens, like, oh, did you see what just dropped out of his pocket? How could you hide this? You know what I mean? It's like, as soon as you do something, they're on your ass. So if you do something, you got to do it in private. At the same time, yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, it was rough. It was rough.
So from that point, let's say from the McDonald's point, like, I don't know what made you come to Bulgaria. Like, how did you come to Bulgaria? Like, how do you come from the US, from Pittsburgh to Sofia, Bulgaria? Like,
well,
come on, man.
I'll start from the McDonald's. Okay?
Yeah.
I met one brother from, I think he was from PG County in DC. Shout out to PG County. Or Suitland. I don't know which one part. I had an aunt that lived in Suitland. I really wish I would have went to go visit her, but I didn't. My grandfather's sister. Rest in peace, mama. This was a crazy ass nigga. I mean, he's for the streets. Like he was like in the movie, I think it was Life by Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. They had the one dude that called Can't Get Right. You just can't get right. This nigga he couldn't get right. He was doing everything niggerish. He was digging in the nigger world, doing nigger shit. He's a nigga. And so I made a mistake by talking to him about something. It was about one girl, like, I was like, she was like stone face, beautiful, but she was just acting, she was a troublemaker. She liked to see people get beat up. You know what I mean? She was like that type of stuff. And like when there's like big ass niggas that's like 100 kilos, bro, full muscle. playing on football teams, you know what I'm saying? Just motherfuckers hanging out at the school. You know what I mean? Just, real stuff. I want to be real. I want to make sure it's real. So, what I'm saying? Excuse me if I go too far.
No, it's
I just want to be real and
it's
speak
okay.
real.
Don't worry,
So,
please.
I said something to him to the effect like, because I forget her name was Ruby, something like that. Ruby. So I was like, man, she ain't got no face, man. Like, she ain't got no face. Like, she just one of them people just going around doing anything. He go back and tell her. So she's taking it, because I think she's from Trinidad or Jamaica. So she's taking it because she ain't like me in the first place, or maybe that, you know how that woman act like they don't like you, but you don't show anything? I ain't showed nothing. Like, ew. No, I don't. I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? I showed her that behavior, so she really got mad. So she called some people from New York, from Brooklyn. She called. I'm thinking this is the '90s. She called some Brooklyn niggas. I'm like, I didn't think of it because at that time I was getting frustrated. Nothing was working out. They were trying to make me listen to Beethoven and Bach. I took some music classes, and it was like they give it. Yeah, like when I went to the bookstore, to the school bookstore, and I gave them the list of what I needed. I was like, no, I'm not listening to Gregorian chants because I didn't appreciate. You know what I mean? So everything was crashing. I lost my job because I didn't go back, obviously. I thought people were trying to be better than me because of the way they were speaking to me. So obviously, if I'm feeling that way, you're doing that. I didn't know. I was immature in the way I didn't really have a father figure to break things down for me so I can understand as a man, a young man growing up. I just had my stepfather and just got the shit that you got. You know what I'm saying? He was there. He would protect us. Like, I wouldn't dare anyone to come on that nigga would hurt. Yeah, I remember one time he was fighting two brothers because they was bullying me, and one of them was like a bigger than him. So he went out there. He was like, he said, "You better know how to fight." And he just told him straight up, "You motherfuckers, you better know how to fight." It's Clyde Dewberry. You know what I'm saying? You better know how to fight. So from him, I understood how to keep my, to be tough when I needed it. But also when I went out on the street, I understood how to be street-wise because I had dealer friends that, wanted to keep me away from selling drugs. Had pimp friends who sell just weed, pimp friends who were selling ass. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy.
No, I mean, it's real. You know what I'm saying? When you go, and it's crazy because there's so many opportunities in America that we were left with, like the stuff that you would throw away. But what we would do with that stuff that you would throw away, jazz comes out of it. Rap comes out of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hip hop comes out of it. Oh, R&B, soul, funk. We created out of the doggy poop or the shit, we created sugar. So then there had to be other distractions for us because we keep developing. We can never fail. You have to understand our people, we will never fail. And we will always have open arms to everyone. We will always help everyone, and we will always bring people in. Maybe this is our downfall as melanated people. But at the same time, we know love first. We also know hate and anger because we will fight ourselves. We will hate ourselves. We will love ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. So I think they're realizing this now, but back then there was no realizing that. I knew if I wanted to get some fast money, I could take $20, go buy a piece of crack, cut it up. Now I have 50. I can go buy half a slab or half a teener, 100, and then make 120 if I don't spend it all. Then go get 100. You understand? If I know I can do this, what when there's nobody chasing me yet, you know what I mean? Because you didn't get that. Yeah, it was that. That's how it used to be. And when Booby, when I think her name is Booby, I want to say Booby. So when she did that, I left, but I had friends from Guyana, Guyanese friends, and my roommates. They were friends with Booby. So they was like, yo, they came down because they used to call me Curry because I put curry sauce powder in everything.
Indian.
I mean, because I grew up with my cousin, my Jamaican family.
Oh, wow.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's from the 80s. So,
I didn't know. What about spices? What about pepper?
Oh, the jerk chicken, all the aki, saltfish, no.
All of it.
But I love curry, though. So
wow.
they used to call me curry. So they come down, so whoever came down, they came down with bats and sticks and guns and knives. I'm like, but I wasn't there. I got fed up and left. I told the boys, I'm leaving, man. I can't do this, man.
So Booby called people on you.
She called some straight niggas to come down and kill me, man. They was fighting, shouting. And when I came back, because I had to go back to pick up something to see whatever was left in the apartment, because I just got on the bus. I went downtown to the military, to the Army recruiter. Yeah, I was like, let me just go. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to
You left?
Yeah, I went to the Army recruiter. They said, well, when can you come? They said, well, I told them, I said, I want to go home first because I live in Pittsburgh, so let me just go home. They put me on the bus. I went home, man. I told them what I'm going to do. My mom was like, all right. I felt bad because she did give her last money. But, yeah, I came, but we drove back down to get some whatever was left. I was like, man, then Sheldon told me. He told me what happened. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. He was like, nah, man, it's all right. We said, we just ain't gonna let nobody come because you know, you with us, but I don't know what this boy, I'm like, what did he tell her? What he say? What did you tell him? I think his name was Lewis. Yeah. Lewis King. Because you asked me, so now it's starting to come back up. I've never talked about this before. So, Lou, yeah, crazy nigga. So anyway, so I was like, I ain't telling nothing like against. I was like, I told her, I was telling her some things like, man, she ain't got no face. It's like she's just doing things without.
Is this how fast you could have gotten yourself in gang fights or?
Just like that. It just takes somebody else.
Because I'm listening to this and I'm like, for what? You didn't do anything. You just didn't like a girl. And she knew about it and that's it.
When you speak to the wrong, this is what the problem is with those entertainers. They have people like Lewis and even more dangerous, the ones that think.
So they come after you because of that.
Oh yeah. And when you don't play the game right, I don't want to get your thing
No.
censored and all this.
No. It's okay.
Okay. Well, when you don't play the game right, when you go on the other side and you don't have your ducks in order, how they say.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you need to know, and that was specifically kept from us, so it was only thing was given was what we want you to know.
Yeah.
But you don't what you need to know, we're not, no, you can't. Don't ask questions about that. We'll just give you some money, I'll give you some candy or whatever to distract you from asking those questions. So once those things were made available, and it's like, okay, well, I follow the game. And you see what's happening now. Almost everybody's about to get jammed because they went to the party. They went to the island. They wanted the movie role. Like even now, I mean, and then I listened to those who I used to wonder why there were so many great artists, singers, actors, and actresses that we don't see that often. And now I know, through the years, I started to understand why they didn't play the game. That's why you labeled them as a bad person or difficult to work with. Because someone tried to do that with me here.
Really?
Someone tried to do that with me and I was like, that's the wrong, I know what I need to know. So if you play with me, there might be that ghosty feeling around you and you have to be careful. Don't play with me because I have a lot of ancestors that are not here with us in the flesh that roll with me. I have legions of them that roll with me. Legions. So you could call me Dr. Strange or the witch doctor if you want to. That's an understatement.
Man, all of us, we connected. We connected to the whole.
You see what happened when we come in. So hey, and our energy connects because we're doing this out of love.
In Nigeria, we call it juju, and you never talk about it because it's a real thing. It's not something to play with. It's a real thing.
But it's about love. If you got to look at it. It's about love because we never really used anything because there's everything we come out of our mouth is the power. So without even calling it this, it would be called something else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Without opening your mouth, it wouldn't have been called anything. See? So that happened to me over here. And I see there's a lot of people like that, man.
So the army.
This is why I almost met Keith Sweat. I had the opportunity to meet Casey and JoJo and Dalvin and their mothers. I get to sit at the feet of their mothers, which was an honor.
You went to the army, actually.
I was in the army, but you don't work all day. You got time off. You go to parties.
How many years did you spend there?
8.
8.
Yeah, but not consecutive though, because I did like 3 the first time. Then I got out and went to a reserve status where you could be called to go back in, and that was like only 2 days a weekend, 2 days a month, once a week, once a month. So then I got tired of that because they were too ILAC and Nagel. You know what I'm saying? Because there was nothing to do except drink coffee, eat donuts. And I'm not going to go with you to eat more donuts. I don't want to go there. So I go back in. I found a girl, met my first wife, and went back into the army. But the first 3 years, that's when I met. I'm the one that the promoter called because Casey and JoJo were very upset. This was Nuremberg, 1993 or 94. I think it was 94. They were very upset because not many people came to the concert, and there was snow. The snow was so thick on the floor, on the ground, that it was real thick. You couldn't tell if it was the ground or not. Like you would have to dig. Yeah, that's how thick it was. So, but it still didn't matter because we all knew how to drive in Germany on the roads, like especially in inclement weather. That's one of the driving trainings. The Germans are very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
Very good drivers.
Yep.
In any weather. I'm just telling you now. A man, woman, child, and animal. And who lives in Germany, they're fucking great drivers. I learned how to Michael Schumacher that's where he came from, I think. Schumacher, Austria, somewhere. Anyway, so I get a call. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to get up because we have work we have to be at what's it called in the military, U.S. military formation, where we all get up. Everybody reports to see, like squad leaders will report to see who's there and who's going to sick call, who's absent, who's on leave, like to see vacation or whatever. I'm like, okay. Fleming. Like, man, man, I got formation in the morning, man. What is you talking about? Man, Casey, JoJo, and Dalvin's over here, man. I said, man, ain't no Casey, JoJo, Dalvin over here, man. I'm like, look, bro, get off the phone, bro. I got to get up in the morning. He said, man, they over here, bro. They had a concert. I hear some people in the hallway till, it's the military barracks. So I'm hearing some people there. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, what you want me to do, bro? I said, obviously the party's over. He said, yeah, man, they upset, man. We wanted to see if you can get the Q Club opened up. And this is like right outside of Firth. It's called the Firth, out right outside of Nuremberg, like 5 minutes. Like, it's like Lulen.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. So he's calling me while they're driving, right? Like they're in the van, like, and they're listening to him. So he's like, yeah, man, he's trying to gas me up. I'm like, why is he talking like this? I'm about to close the phone on this fool. Don't know what I'm telling. You know what I'm saying? It's late. You know what I'm saying? I'm cold. It's wintertime. So I'm like, okay. And I knew it was one of my fraternity brothers at the time. And I said, the owner, I said, hey, bro, I said, I'm sorry to call you this late, but did you know Casey and JoJo, you know what I'm saying? That changed up. I said, did you know Casey and JoJo and Dalvin was over here doing a concert, bro? He's like, what? I was like, yeah. And they're upset because not many of us showed out, and they know that that we are because we in the military, like the so-called black people were 90+%.
Wow.
In the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, we made up the military. If we weren't in the military, America would be much different now. So anyway, yeah, that's a true fact. And you can ask anybody that was in the military in the 90s, they'll say, hell yeah. You say, we could show statistics, but they may lie now because we got internet. But no, I'm going to tell you as a living veteran. So, okay. I said, they want to open up. I said, you're the only one I know, bro. You're the only one I know that will. because I know you're the only one that know, man. I said, could you do me this solid? He said, hell yeah. So he said, I mean, man, I'm gonna get up. So he got up. He hell yeah. So he got up quick. He started calling people to tell them to come over like it's a regular, like, because normally he would open up for like Thursday nights and it was a Tuesday or something it was something weird. Like where he opened up and he closed, not too many people came. Snow was like up here. Everybody want to be home. They probably drunk, whatever, it's cold, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right.
You in Germany at this point?
In Firth.
Okay.
And so he's driving Casey, Jojo, and Dalvin. He's driving them to Firth, which is only 5 minutes. So but he has to drive, the snow is on the road, so he got to drive cool, which is not a problem. So, okay, let's say 20 to 30 minutes, okay? Give or take, because they're going to talk, probably go, some gas station or something, you know what I mean? So I'm like, we got time. Man, I get dry to shower, I got dressed. So I live like, let's say 15 minutes away from, if I walk, it's like 15 minutes. If I drive, it's like five minutes from the barracks, from the military base to the club.
The club.
Yeah. We have to pass the other military base to get there. But it was really close and tight-knit, but it was okay. Woo-wee. When I went there, I was like, oh, shit. That's KC. That's Jojo. This is real. Because I had to go, because you're not going to make me call my plug. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to make me call the plug and you lying. So I'm like, I don't even know if we told them that, though. I was the one that called. But I think I did, though, because we had work the next day. It was like, come to the hotel. I was like, all right, we'll meet. So I called them, you know what I'm saying? I called. We went there. It was early. I knew them niggas was asleep. You ain't going, you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to come overseas and wake up at 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I'm up because I'm in the Army. So I got up. We went down to the hotel. It was about lunch or whatever. So we saw their mothers there, their management. And we just sat there and talked with their mothers. Until they came, we sang them, you know what I'm saying? They wished them, gave them a CD. I think at the time we had a CD or a cassette, something like that. Casey sent back word that he liked my song, whatever. And that's the same song I sing over here with Tri0Five. Let's start over, back to the way things were. Mm-hmm. I've been rambling, man. What's going on? What time we got? What we working with, girl?
Bulgaria.
Okay. Bulgaria. I was living in Kuwait. I could tell you this. We came over here. The company I was with, a logistics company from Bulgaria, from Kuwait. It was owned by an American gentleman. And
you were supposed to go to Costa Rica, no?
Yeah, I was. You remember that?
No, I read. I did my homework.
Man,
come on, man.
At the time, I had a Ukrainian girlfriend. Very lovely lady.
What?
Very respectful. She was Miss. Okay, I'll tell you who she was. She was Miss Ukrainian IBF, the fitness, 2003. I'll just tell you that. 2003, she was Miss IBF Ukraine. 2003. I'm not going to tell you her name. I'll let you go see the pictures. Yeah. So, did I say it right? IBF? The one that they go for the bodybuilding? Okay.
Yeah.
And my plan was to go to, I'm skipping over a lot, but my plan was to go to, our plan was to go to Costa Rica. We wanted to leave over there. So I was like, yeah, let's get out of the sand and go to the jungle, the beach or somewhere. Okay. Well, at the time, my boss was like, hey, man, you should think about Bulgaria. But he kept telling me about Bulgaria for since I started working there.
Okay.
And I was going crazy. It was almost a year. He just keeps saying. So before that, I was I looked at Bulgaria, it was green. I was seeing the mountains, everything. I was like, oh, water. I'm like,
that's interesting, though. It feels like a lot of people do not know where Bulgaria is.
Because they don't know geography. They don't know how to read a map. And if you tell them to search it on Google search, they probably won't know how to open it. I mean, these people are ridiculous, man. My sister said I was in Russia for 2-3 years. Michael, how's Russia? I'm like, Duke, I am not in Russia, Duke. Russia begins with an R. Bulgaria begins with a B. Oh, Mike, how's Czechoslovakia? I'm not in bro. No. I'm not there, bro, y'all. I'm not. Well, how's the crime over there? Czechoslovakia. I'm not in there. I'm not there either. I'm not in Czech. I'm not in Chechnya. I'm in Bulgaria. It's like, it might be near, but yeah, And so what happened, what we were supposed to do, because we had a lot of security forces in Iraq, like private security that would assist since we had our own logistics company, I had to coordinate, since I was a logistics operation manager. Yeah, I was just dubbed. You know how the queen dubs you? Yeah, I was just dubbed, Michael, this is you. I'm like, what do you mean? This is on the third week I'm working here, bro. I'm not a relationship of the logistics operation management. I'm driving. Well, that was to the border. It's like 2 hours from Kuwait City. So imagine 2 hours up, 2 hours back, like 200 kilometers. There was no lights. There was no police. It's just you and the magistral. Turn the music on, turn the AC on, go. But when you get to the border, you don't have any there's no military backing you. You're a civilian contractor. So that means whatever you have outside of the gate, be it bad, good, or indifferent, that's what you have. So they would, like the guys, like the Kuwaiti military guys used to be, oh, Michael, Mr. Michael, you okay? Because once they close that gate, they can't do nothing. I'm like, man, it'd be all right. I'm like rubbing on one dude's shoulder. I'm like, you all right, bro? Don't start crying. I said, I'm going to work, bro. Because once I leave the gate, that's it. And at that time, they were so afraid, that because they had the one, invasion in 90 or 89 and 90 when, Saddam came there. So a lot of them are afraid that that's going to happen again. So that's why they had the U.S. over there at the time, whatever. So I'm like, man, at the border of Basra and Kuwait, Basra, Iraq, and Kuwait, you cross the border. I'm like, I only had a pocket knife and a red G-Unit hat.
Man, you're crazy. You're crazy.
They seen me coming, but I know they was laughing if they was terrorists or whatever you want to call them.
What kind of stories do you have?
I mean, I was in that zone. Like, if I'm going home, so it didn't matter what I had, no gun or not. When I got my gun, I didn't have a right to carry it in Kuwait, but in Iraq, I could be dressed up like Rambo if I want. So I'm like, I got my guns in Iraq. So I got my gun, I got my boss's gun. Yeah, whatever I wanted. I'm not gonna go any extra, but I would wear the bulletproof vest, right? I really didn't care, but I would use it to hold the gun, like, cause there's a way to put the plate inside. So I would put the gun behind the plate. Yeah, it was a Tegarev. It was I think it was a Bulgarian, a Russian weapon, very powerful weapon from the World War Tegarev, TT. They call it the Tete. So yeah, all the special forces guys would love it because it was, because I was the only one over there with that. Like, they couldn't even find bullets for me. I would ask all of them. They wouldn't know where to get any from. They said, Mike, you have to get them from Russia, actually, or Bulgaria. But that was the reason why to come to Bulgaria, because I also had a Kalashnikov. I had a Bulgarian-made Kalashnikov. I didn't get to fire it though, because of the ammunition that was in it was from the Iraqi soldiers, and they would just use what they have. So if you're supposed to fill up your shell casing with powder, they wouldn't be able to do it because they needed to have more rounds.
So you basically came with the army.
No,
working for the army.
Private logistics company.
Okay, but it was still connected to military.
Yeah, we had a military contract.
Okay,
and so we came here to meet the arms dealers.
Okay,
and that's what I did. Met the arms dealer. I've seen so many beautiful Kalashnikovs and bombs and weapons. It was like a magazine cover from, like, in the mall, like when you go to one of the fancy shops like Spiegel or something. Yeah, he just pulled out but they were like on like these long cards.
When was that?
This was 2005.
I was 10.
Yeah, I was at the arms dealer spot meeting. Yeah, so, and at the time it was a great idea. There was still activity in Iraq. Saddam they didn't apprehend Saddam at first. So that means our security forces still get paid, and they still have work whenever our trucks go. We were going to come over here. We had schematics and drawings and architectural drawings for a bed and breakfast. It was going to be between Varna and Burgas. Okay. And everything is laid out, the plans and everything. We just needed to find the land. That was it, and get permissions and all that. That's to bring our clients there, and so that they can have a closer eye on their product or their equip. Like if they're sending something to Iraq, they're doing business, and they're using us as the logistics, the transportation.
Okay.
They would want to be close. You would want to be close. And remember, this is like the internet's really not really popping too much still. Back in 2005, it's still pretty much new for people to integrate. So it would have been three floors, chef on each floor, like we had in Kuwait. We had even bigger. I'll tell you about that later. So yeah, this one was 3-4. It was in the shape of a cylinder. There's bathrooms in the rooms, bathrooms on the floor, like outside. The kitchen is out in the middle area. Each floor is kitchen with theirs, like a circular kitchen. What else? Parking lot, of course. Elevators for each floor. Yeah, I think it was able to have, I think, three or four rooms for each floor, something like that, because we wanted to make sure it was low on maintenance, or you know what I'm saying, it was all kinds.
At what point do you decide to like stay?
Well, they captured Saddam's ass. People in my company start stealing money that's still over there in Kuwait. One of my colleagues, he decides to steal some money from a 3-letter organization I'm not going to say on your platform. It was 150,000 of their dollars, but they shouldn't be outside of the United States operating. But they are. But anyway, so I'm like, oh, he's caught. Where did he go? Went to go do some meth in Bahrain or Dubai. He went somewhere to do coke or somewhere. He went somewhere. I'm like, bro, they gonna get him. I'm thinking to myself, but I was pissed off.
Why?
Because I was in that friend. I didn't have my PTSD. I think. Did I have the PTSD? I think it was just after the PTSD attack. And that was in the Ukraine. That was in Crimea. I was in Simferopol. Because my ex-girlfriend.
So you did have the PTSD.
There's no way to not. I didn't kill anyone. I didn't shoot anyone, but I wanted to.
Wow.
Really bad. And you got to check your car for bombs. I was self-medicating almost like every day. Like I had to be out of this place. You know what I'm saying? So I understood my friends at the time where they were doing like heroin and doing other things. Like I understood, like many of them passed. I mean, one of the friend I saved his life, and years later, come to find out through one of our closest friends that he passed, man. It really shook me, man. And I was like, man, I wasted that time. You could have died your ass right there. You know what I'm saying? I was upset. But back to the PTSD, it didn't matter. You were over there and you have to get your car checked before you get on base. When you get off, no. But before you get on, it's like 3-4 checkpoints. But you don't know if somebody's waiting for you outside. So I'm checking because I'm with a lot of special force and black operation people that's not supposed to even, I'm not supposed to see. But I'm the only one that would go, that had heart enough to go, because I didn't give a thing. Nobody's going to do no Jason Bourne on me. You know what I'm saying? I came here on my own free will and I'm going back. See, this is the mentality that I had to stay in for 5 years. I didn't give about nothing. You ain't going, like, this is worse than a gangbanger, bro. It's like I was being groomed and I didn't know it. I was being, how did you call it, handled? Because my boss was ex-CIA. But it's strange because it's like,
hey, come on, why are we here talking about art?
Yeah, but I mean, no, but I mean, this is part of the art. This is, okay, so to sum it up, this is all part of what makes the art. Your show is focused on art in its natural state, or art itself.
More like the people behind the art.
So in order to get to that, there has to be a course that you go through.
Yes, of course, but your stories are like,
that's artistic in itself.
Mind-blowing.
Some people believe me, some people don't.
No, I do.
Like one guy, I'm not gonna mention your name. I love you. When I got here and I was with one group, he was like, "Oh, you didn't work for the government. You didn't do this. You didn't do the things you said." I said, This is why they would put somebody like me in this position, because I could go into your house. You wouldn't know what I'm doing because I'm wearing glasses and I'm speaking like this. I have a church background. I said, so you would be a victim every time because you look like he's tough and strong and rough. I don't. I'll come in, do what I need to do, clean up and leave. And I found myself going and feeling that type of behavior when I started to work for I'll just call him Mr. K. Mr. K. Because he was souping me up. And so when I see the movies later and start to break down, I'm like, oh man, you know how you make a mistake, but you don't know until you actually see it. And then you're like, but it's something in you is like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Oh. So when I seen Jason Bourne, when I start to really go to these movies and see, I'm like, he was doing me like this. They were doing me like this. It was to the point where he was doing, like in Kuwait, he was making multi-million dollars for other people. I was making him millions by my performance, going to pick people up, taking care of the private security, the black operations motherfuckers, the ones that I did see, the guys that you don't even know where they live. They don't even want to talk to you. So they talk to me.
So you knew that he'll get caught at some point.
You're Saddam.
I don't know if is it the same person?
Oh, no. We were just contractors.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying about when you notice you made a mistake, but it's kind of too late. Say you made a mistake, and how that leads you into, you know what I mean?
Something else.
And then you think about where you were going and the way you're thinking. That's why I said my mind was going there.
Yeah.
And all I needed was like another year. I would be. If they didn't if they didn't capture Saddam, there's nothing. No. There's nothing. No, because I told Mr. K this one thing. I said, if you don't hire me, because I needed a job, I needed to change I was getting high every day. I was going to parties when the bombs are dropping. Saddam would shoot bombs. I'm in a tent in the desert near to the Saudi border, bro. I don't know what everybody else is probably at home in the cozy. I'm out here partying like real, like with prostitutes from all over the world, like luxury. Tomorrow morning when we get up, I'm gonna ride a $50 to $100,000 race-fitted Yamaha Banshee just to cruise. I'm about to ride. You understand what I'm saying? Brand, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing like, I was on just like the movies, man.
I'm speechless.
It's crazy, but I don't want to talk too much.
You should create like a movie, like a whole movie about your life. No, you should.
I'm trying to figure out how to write it down. I have many scripts. Man. Like I have quite a few scripts.
Are you writing something?
I have scripts and TV. Yeah, I have TV scripts.
Your wife mentioned.
Yeah.
What are you writing?
I have one film that was inspired by the workers, the film production team, the Bulgarian film production team.
Which one?
I mean, they do the same job, grip, grim, you know what I'm saying? Light guys, but just the fact that I'm here in this small country and Morgan Freeman's been here. Danny Glover, I worked with Danny Glover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've met and spent time with Wesley Snipes while he was here. Because this is another movie. Like I told you, the Bulgarian stories are crazy. But yeah. And it's just like when I seen the guys really working, really working and putting their all in, and they may not get paid like the guys in LA that do the mic, that sound guy. You know what I mean? Or the first AD. Shout out to all my Bulgarians, all the workers, all the people here, everybody around the world. I love you. But that's not fair. And for them to put out the same work or even better, there's been producers, I'm not even going to mention their name, American, French, German, or whatever, quit. While during the COVID, 2 of them left. There was like the director of photography and the first AD from LA. They left and left the work up to the Bulgarian first AD and the Bulgarian director of photography, and they did an excellent job. And that wasn't the first time that productions just decided to leave because I'm Edinburgh, the Smith I made Batman in 19, man, don't give a shit, bro. You came to do a job, do your job, you know what I'm saying? Be honorable, you know what I'm saying? Be respectful, respect these people here, respect their nation. They're hosting your movie to get done so you won't have to pay 200 million more tax dollars. Yeah. So over here, you could just write it off and just pay them anything, huh? Yeah. Show some respect and love, man, and people will show you respect and love. 5 of them left, 2 on the right, though. Keep it real. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place, man.
I love my Moors. Where you at? I love it.
Sharif Nine Feathers Bay. What's up, baby? We over here doing it big. Go out there and get a MACD. For all you so-called black Negroes and coloreds in America, or wherever you are in the world, www.yourmatd.org and go get your documents, man. I would show you, but I ain't got time. You know what I'm saying? She wants to talk about art.
Yes.
So I don't know where we went with
music. How did you decide to stay in Bulgaria? Like what? Like
it's the Bulgarian people. It's the Bulgarian people. I like the ones that don't like me here. I love you. I like the ones that wish I were dead. I love you even more. And I love the everyday people. Actually, the first 2 are minimum, and I really don't care. They mean nothing. But I still love you though. But it's just when I see a Bulgarian trying, you know what I'm saying? When I see anybody trying, and the arms are open, just like in Kuwait. Michael, you don't have to leave because the company you came over here to work for told you have to leave. This is our country. Like, oh, it's like, I can stay? Yeah, you don't need them. They can't tell you shit here. So I felt the same way here. Michael, you could stay here in Bulgaria. So what am I gonna do? You sure? Yeah, but they're gonna kick me out. I don't have a visa. Like, you can get one. It's not a problem. Like, oh, okay. So I got that feeling again. I'm like, So I started going around. I met Marty G, DJ Marty G. Shout out to Marty G. And then the actual first entertainer I met was Galia. She sang with
Charisma. Charisma.
Man, I love that song. From the first, I still love that song when I came here. And then I started to see the rapper. I seen Spence. The first video I seen Spencer Tracy, Spence and Boobatu. I was like, what?
It's not the same Boobatu. It's not the same Boobatu, right? It's not
Man, hey, look, I said, these people, who the hell are these people? I love it here. Then more music started popping up. I heard the Chow guy wasn't really too, it didn't catch me because it sounded like reggaeton to me. So not reggaeton, but like reggae mixed with something else. But I'm cool with, mixing the music. So that's cool. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Then I heard Dicho. Then I heard Constantine, him and I seen him on Big Brother. I'm like, who are these 2 brothers? They just got the guitars, started jamming. I'm like, oh shit, these people, And then I seen Maria Eleva.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Rude Coliver. I started meeting amazing people.
Yeah.
Orlin Goranov. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he got jokes though. Orlin got jokes.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's smooth with the ladies.
You're real funny.
My aunt loves him. I'm still trying not to tell I tried my best when I went home not to tell my Uncle Tim. So I'm like, I'll tell Uncle Tim.
Does he know?
No, he'd be upset.
Why?
Because my aunt seen the picture. She's like, who is that man? I said, if you don't stop, I'm not playing hookup. This is not hookup.
Black people always do that. Yeah. It is time for a hookup.
Well, it's hookup. So it was just the people, and I seen the work ethic and how hard some people were trying and how easy some people have it. So I seen that the ones who had it easy, there was like little groupie groups. What you guys call little mafia cliques, little cliques here, what we call it, this one, if you're not with them, then I'm like, man, fuck that. It was like one of my colleagues that worked with me with this Anatoly.
Yeah.
He told me, man, it's very difficult here. I'm trying to be cool. He's a real good guy. I love him so much. Shout out Anatoly. Shout out Galia. So his wife. So difficult, but he was like, because I was like, man, I could do something here besides this. If the logistics thing doesn't work, then we don't fall. And we're in the panorama hotel in Varna. I remember this day was my birthday, July 6, 2005. I remember because we came the night before on the Catamaran from Odessa, Ukraine.
Yeah.
So that was amazing in itself. Tell you about that later. But anyway, so I'm sitting there upset because it's like somebody's telling me something I can't do. Like, you know, like, I don't give a damn if I was on the moon. Like, you know, he's like, it's difficult. He started laughing like, you know, because he knows how hard it is for people, you know, his people to make it here. So, and I understood that. But at the same time, I was like, nah, bro, you don't tell me I can't do nothing, bro. That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be on the magazine. So everything I did, everything I told him I did and more. So
I love that.
That's proof that, and that wasn't to spite him. Yeah. That was affirmation and manifestation of before I even knew what affirmation and manifestation was. And if
affirmation,
you affirm something, you don't have to.
You know what I heard? I heard affirmation, not affirmation.
No, affirm.
But affirmation like sounds so magical. Well, affirmation.
You affirm your existence by being who you are.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's an official stamp you can say. I don't know. I can't remember offhand the technical definition or the lawful definition, but I affirm.
Yeah.
Meaning that there's no denying. You know what I'm saying? Without thought or contradiction. No, bro, I am. So when I did that, I didn't know I should follow suit to do that with everything I want. And so I said, well, let me stay here and I'm going to stick with that. Let me stay here and let me see if something can come of this. And it did. 305, MAGntk, Billy and Lexus, Lexus and everybody else, Lexus, Akaga,
got me going.
You know, working with Grapha. You know what I'm saying? That was an honor. Shout out to Grapha and the whole Monty Music. What's up? I'm gonna come visit you at the new spot. They moved the location. So yeah.
Do you think all of them are watching?
No, but it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all love.
Might be.
It's all love. It's
they
all
might
love.
Be.
But you have to know this, that someone you least expect is watching you. And
I love that.
They're studying you.
I love that.
And they're going to study this and
Good
try
luck.
to emulate this, but
Good
it's not
luck to them.
It won't work.
Before that, like a couple of episodes ago, I had one of my guests was Steven. I don't know if you know him, Steven Anchikor. It was Steven. It was all over the place, but it was completely different.
That's my little brother. I'm so proud of him. He has a beautiful family. Because when he came, he was very shy. He's probably told you that, you know, very scared. He's pushed on television. Like that's when I first seen him, was like, he was there with Big Boy. Yeah. And I'm like, and I see he was very, you know, apprehensive a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I talked to him. We became friends, we became brothers. And his voice is amazing. Did he sing? Did he sing for you?
Yes.
Yeah. That boy can sing.
He sang Облаче Białe.
Oh,
I love that song.
He broke it down. He put the toe in there, put that foot in there.
What about you, though?
What do you mean?
What are you gonna sing?
Man, I sang a few things here and there.
No. You ain't going anywhere, boy.
Okay, I'll do this, and I really do have to go.
Come on now.
It was an honor and privilege to do this, but let me do. What should I do? I was going. Nah. Ooh, I like the way it's going down, and you know I like this funky sound. It's got me going crazy, baby, crazy, baby. Ooh, you know I like what's going down, and you know I like this funky sound. It's got me going crazy, baby. You should know. No. You should know.
You're crazy.
You for having me, man.
No.
Wait.
Two more things.
Oh, here we go. Good.
Okay. What do you have coming up? You cannot leave without at least letting people know what's coming up. That's not what we do here, you know.
See, she put me on the spot. So, okay. there's an upcoming film I'll be in. I can't really give you the details.
Come on.
I could tell you it's a scary movie.
Ooh.
There's also some new releases. I don't know if it's released already. One of them I'm playing, well, two of them I'm playing a preacher. And I got to work with one of my childhood favorite actors to watch him. Even though his lines were minimal, but they were very powerful on the sitcom, the TV series. That was Hellboy, the latest one, Hellboy and number 4 and the Crooked Man. Crooked Man. The newest one. So my character is the younger version of the pastor. I don't want to give you any details or of the movie. Yeah. Also, there's a wedding. What is it called? I just seen it. There's a wedding movie. I play a preacher and I marry these two. We're on an island somewhere. So that's going to come out. That's on Hallmark. I think it's either out today, 15th October.
This is going to be posted in December, most probably.
Okay. Well.
Or, yeah.
So.
November.
But Hellboy, The Crooked Man is out already. The wedding one is out. There's already Pandora, the first episode, 2000 something. Can't remember.
What about music though?
The music. Oh, me and Philip, Fingertone and Malik, we have a new album. It just needs to be mastered. I mean, fixed. Yeah. So that's what I give you. I've given you the Fingertone Malik.
Are you gonna have like a promo? Of
course, we're gonna do like a promo and stuff.
When?
I don't know, but we have to get the music together. We have to get the music together because
next year?
It has to be
this year.
Well, we don't hurry. We take our time. Yeah.
Okay, let's say next.
This year. Like, okay, for example, since what? 2014? Yeah, 2014, 15?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. We have 3 albums. But we have a lot of songs that we could use to make more. But that's what we do. We take our time.
That's cool.
Also, me and DJ Ilko, we have a group that's MAGntk. Yeah. So we have a whole album waiting. It's just been sitting on that one. Tri0Five, we're working on a new album now. We have 2 new songs. Yeah. But we are also busy now. You know.
Families.
Yeah.
Kids.
Me, Billy, and Demcho, you know, the Bash Meister crew. We're working on, I'm waiting for Billy to send me some beats now for me and Demi. And so we're going to do some more songs. So the people want some more. They want some more Bash Meister, some style like that. We got it too. Really? And I mean, oh my God.
It's coming.
And I'm sitting there ready. And I'll call him like, hey, Jesse, what's going on? Give me them beats. So we're waiting.
I don't know what.
We so hot, Houston.
We got a problem.
I have maybe 7 personal albums. I posted them up on TuneCore. Then I took them down because I want to consolidate them all. I had them up since 2012. I started putting my own music. So once I got into the producing side, yeah. So I didn't really care how it sounded. That's my song. So it could sound like, yeah, that's me, baby. Loud. So my wife says it sounds like that sometimes. But I use mostly mastered sounds.
Okay.
Like the sounds I would use, especially if the loops and samples.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use all of the loop and sample. I would use like a little piece of it. Then I would add some effects to it. Vocoder or whatever, put a voice on it to make a voice sound like a beat.
Okay.
A note sound like a song. Wow. So you will never understand if that song was started off as a note. Bing. Because that's how my mind works. So my grandmother was absolutely correct. Rest in peace. I love you. She said, when you know everyone has their own gifts. When your gifts come, you will know it. So, but you can't accept anybody else's gift. You can't try to take anybody else's gift from them. That's what God gave to them. So we have a lot of music coming up, a lot of movies coming up. Music videos, I don't know. I'm still waiting for me and Ficho to do videos, at least 2, but we got to get 1 first. And me and Ilko to do at least 1, because we have the albums, but No video. Only video I have was like 305, Billy, Butchkata. Shout out to Butchkata.
You're crazier than I thought.
Alex P. Peasy, man.
Way
Ghetto
crazier.
man.
Way crazier.
Bullet. Machoka.
All right. Last thing.
Yeah.
We have a tradition on this podcast.
Okay, come on.
Yeah. So there's a notebook. You can write down anything they want, and you have to read it in front of everybody. Okay.
What? And it's a notebook. And I have to write it down. Do I have to sign it as well? Okay.
You can.
Okay. Let me see. But I have to read it though. Oh, Lord. Let me see.
New page. There are people before you.
There are people before me? Yes. Oh, I can't read there. Okay.
Oh, you can. Of course you can.
But what does it have to be about though?
Whatever you want it to be.
Okay. This one is for everybody. Okay. And you all remember this. And you can use this as a mantra. And believe you me, it helps me every day. Every day. Yeah. And I used to say this when I remember I was watching, I think I was thumbing through what's it called? Instagram. And I seen I think it was one guy. And he was like, "Oh, you guys struggling with these manifestations and mantras and stuff." He said, the simple things mean a lot. He said, when you're doing your mantra or your manifestation, it should be the easiest thing. And then he was like, life is good and it's only getting better. And I would say that every day, like especially if I get upset.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can't. No. Life is good. It's only getting better. Life is good. It's only. And things start to happen. Things start to change. And it's because what you're doing is you're working different receptors neurologically in your brain. And it's just like if we keep watching phone, if we keep doing something all the time, those things affect what we do. Yep. So we can't be naive not to know that this works. We can't, this works. This is what it is. And this is 2024, October 15th. Yeah. Life is good and it's only getting better. And you guys remember that. Say that to yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I mean, you guys, we've been all over the place with this dude. Like all these crazies about war, about gangs, about music. It's like a crazy episode. Thank you very much for watching. No. I love it. Oh. This is my brother right here. That's what we say. Sister, man. This is my brother. Doesn't matter where he's from. This is my brother.
That's right.
So thank you very much for watching. I mean, it's been like almost, let's see. I think it's been almost like 3 months. Wow. Okay. So next episode is gonna be with следващия ни гостенин или следващата ни гостенка е Гергана Змейчарова. С нея се оговаряме от преди да започна този подкаст да ми бъде гостенка, така че аз нямам търпение наистина да я чуете, видите, а тя има също толкова абсолютно ненормални истории, колкото Lexus. Thank you.
Мерси много. Thank you. Благодаря, мамо.
И така, много ви благодарим, че ни гледате. Аз, както знаете, съм Бистро-Кереке. Това беше епизод 12. Ще се видим скоро и хубава седмица.